Happy Miracle Monday and Happy New Year's Eve. This is being done live, and tonight is New Year's Eve 2018. And I'm Dawn Petalino, and I am your transformational coach. And Miracle Monday is where I offer you some tips, some tools, and some truths to remind you of the miraculous being you are and the creative being you are, so you can live a life of more freedom, more joy, and more love. All right, so today's Miracle Monday, and in line with New Year's Eve, is that, so much we want to bring new things into our life, right? We write down things we want to get rid of. This is what we want to bring in. I think these are good practices because they bring it to our consciousness, which is important. I also encourage you to not just think about what you want to have in your life, but who you want to be in your life. Because here's the truth. Until you can be the things you want, you can't have the things you want. So what I'm saying is this. There are levels of emotion, right? And the higher the level of emotion, the higher the frequency. Frequencies are intelligence. Frequencies give information. Okay. So we talk about the magical emotion that will put you into this reality, a future unlike your past. And that emotion is gratitude. And when I say gratitude, I mean to reflect back upon the year, the week, even the day of how love showered upon you, of how life loved you. Because our whole brain is so trained to look at the problems and the fears that to actually look at love and to actually retrain our brain to notice where we're loved and to begin to believe in that more than the fear takes practice. And so when we go to gratitude, when we look at how we are showered with love by the universe, by God, by life, we automatically expand the heart. Now, this is what science knows, that when the heart feels these elevated emotions, when we feel these elevated emotions, the energy of the heart expands. It literally expands, and they can measure this. And when it's giving out more energy, that energy actually goes up to the brain, and it gives new information to the brain. The heart itself has over 40,000 neurons. They call it the little brain. It has its own cells, its own information. And when we use the heart energy to transform the mind, now those cells in the mind are receiving different information than they normally would when we think without the heart. So now our cells in our brain, we're changing the field around those cells, and they start changing, and the brain becomes more organized, and the heart and the brain go into coherence. And they can measure this. And when we reach this optimal level of coherence, we are in our heart. And the heart energy actually expands beyond us in this field. And this field is sometimes called the unified quantum field. People might call it source, God. But whatever you call it, it is this organized, harmonious, whole, loving field. It's the same energy that created perfection in nature, where it all works harmoniously together. That energy lives in us, and we can become part of it. But you can only become part of it through your heart, through the awareness of the heart. So when you go into gratitude, you actually touch into this field. And now you are feeling the love. You are feeling whole. And when you feel this little shift in yourself, you've actually tapped into this wisdom. When they talk about the wisdom of the heart, it's not just a nice thing to say. It's literally this field of the heart, and they measure this energy. And it begins to transform. It begins to rewire your brain. And this is where we have new thoughts, new perceptions. And we stop seeing the world through the eyes of fear, and we start seeing through the eyes of love. Now life has no choice but to love you back, because you're noticing it and you're aware of it. But more importantly, you're one with it, and you're surrendering and trusting it. Now, again, the science behind this is now catching up with the spirituality. And you can learn more about that if you go to my website, www.dawnpetalino.com, look under events, and I'm doing some talks on this, on the physics behind miracles, on creating with card coherence, so you can keep in tune to that if that interests you. But when we are in card coherence and we touch into that field, a whole new reality exists than the one that you've been living in the past, replaying events in your mind. No longer are we coming from fear, but we are opening up to the expansiveness and the unlimited possibilities and the wisdom, the harmonious wisdom of love. I hope you have a miraculous Monday, and I hope today you go and take time to get into gratitude, because gratitude will not only change your energy, it'll change your perception. And when you do that, you change your life. Happy Miracle Monday. I look forward to seeing you next week. I hope you have a miraculous Monday, a fantastic 2019, and that you decide to be love in your life. That you decide when you have a chance or a choice of coming from control and fear, you go to your heart and you ask, what would love do here? What would love do here? Now you are tapping into the one mind. And I'll finish with this. The Course of Love tells us that when we do this, when we do become one mind, one body, one heart, that it guarantees a future of love, a future without fear, and a future of unlimited freedom. Now, who wouldn't want that for 2019? Happy Miracle Monday. I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a miraculous Monday, a wonderful New Year's, and bye for now.